Welcome back to ReZero Arc 4. Links in the description for the playlist of the story so far. We are continuing on with Amelia's first trial. Last time she saw the cult for the first time, and we are going to skip ahead a few days. Probably more than a few days. Probably a lot of days. The anime doesn't say how many days have passed, but I can't imagine that the cult comes by every week, let alone every day. But I have no idea. I didn't see anything that says how many times they come a month or anything. She's only ever locked up whenever the cult comes by, and the novels say that she has snuck out a lot. At this point, she knows that the villagers go to the same place, so she goes to their houses, moves shit, steals their snacks, that sort of thing. So the cult comes by sometime in the future, and she gets imprisoned in the princess room. Archie comes by to check on her in the anime, and in the light novel, we learn that he is kind of a second guardian. That's probably not the best way to put it. It's not his job to watch over her, but because he is closest in age and because he is old enough to be at least a little bit responsible, he's pretty much given the responsibility of looking after her. Older siblings will understand what I'm trying to say. But after Archie leaves, Amelia decides to go check up on the group. According to the novels, she will do this every now and then too, in addition to being a thief. She is not impressed by whatever is happening out here. Now that she knows that the cult is just giving them clothes and shit, it's just super boring. And before, she thought they were gathering to play games or something without her. Amelia has been so full of energy lately. She always comes home with her clothes all muddy. That she is so healthy can only be a good thing. I'll bring as many clothes for her as I can. I'm sorry if I seem to be demanding more when you've already done so much. Do you have any adult clothes too? I'm sure we have something that will look lovely on you. Hey, I know we've known each other for a long time, but when did you start making jokes like that? I only told what I feel to be the truth. Oh, I just remembered another time when you seemed unhappy while talking to me, and it was because you had a fever. Come on, that was decades ago. Don't treat me like a child. I wanted to include all of this to show their relationship a little bit. They both have very long lives, and they have known each other for a long time. And they flirt, but it's never enough to actually establish a romantic relationship. They both have way too much going on with their own goals to push too hard for something like that. Not that it couldn't have happened, but I think it was always kind of less likely. Doesn't really matter given what's going to happen, but the whole flirting and them kind of liking each other is something that's going to come back up in theories later on. The state of affairs outside the forest is dubious at the moment. Perhaps my concern is baseless, but I wanted you to be aware. Please remain vigilant. For Amelia, and for the two of them, too. This statement makes it seem like Amelia's parents are still alive, and we haven't gotten any confirmation on their death, so my guess is that they are still alive. Maybe on the other side of the seal, for some reason. Okay, we don't we don't know anything yet. My guess is that this is a hint that they're still alive. In the web novel, he says that the weather has blocked the moon a lot lately, which has caused less mana to be in the atmosphere, which could weaken the seal. Don't ask me how any of that works. Understood. I will keep watch over everything here, seal and key included. This is from the light novel. We already knew about the seal, but now we get another item, the key, and it will be important later. Speaking of the seal, Amelia thinks that the seal has some connection to her parents, and since she doesn't know where it's at, then it must be somewhere where she's not allowed to go. But now she thinks the adults are hiding yet another thing from her. So she gets the spirits to show her where it's at. The anime and the light novel decide that now is the time to throw in the other spirits so that it matches the web novel. Actually, the novels have her go back to the princess room and then go to the seal another day. The anime kind of cuts it to where it looks like she goes directly from that group to the seal. But I do think it makes more sense that she would wait and go to the seal another day. Skipping to that day, Amelia and the spirits go into the some random spot in the woods and they find a door. This is the seal. The only thing that Amelia says is that it won't open, it won't fall over, and there's a huge, massive lock on the front of it. She's not, she's still a kid right now, so I can't imagine she's that strong. But I would guess that even if she were older, even if she were stronger, that door's not moving. There's two details that I want to point out. The first is that the door is surrounded by ice. Like the whole forest around the door is covered in snow or ice. Maybe. It looks like snow, but the light novel says it's not snow. Like it's just white. Like the area is losing its color or something. The door is still cold as ice though. So part of me thinks it's supposed to be frost spreading from the door, but I'm not sure. It's almost like the door is holding back some world ending frost beast. That is just Puck. I am just describing Puck. That was a joke. I'm not trying to throw out some weird, crazy theory right now. I am joking. I'm not sure how important all of that is going to be. I got to imagine that it's going to end up coming back up in the story at some point. Probably not until the end of the story, but it seems like something that's going to end up coming back up. The web novel says nothing about the color, at least not at this point, which means that this was added in the light novel and then in the anime, which makes me think this is something that it is going to be very important. Like this was an idea that was thought of after the fact, but it was added in because it was going to end up being important. But again, I'm just guessing on that. And the other point is a little more subtle. Echidna is surprised by this door, like she doesn't know what it is. And since she's not there in the web novel, this is anime and light novel only. The non conspiracy theorist version of me thinks that this is a clue that Echidna is not connected to the seal at all. The conspiracy theorist version of me thinks that she is lying to cover that up. It could be that the echidna that's trapped in the graveyard is not exactly the same as the one in real life, and that the one in real life is connected to the seal, but the one that's in the graveyard knows nothing about it. There is some merit to this idea, but it's not discussed until the end of the arc, so I guess I'll talk more about it then. Oh, yeah, I am very slightly changing the order of events here from how the story is told. I am putting the entire trial together, and I'll discuss what everyone else is doing after we're done. Amelia gets bored since there's really nothing for her to do with some random ass door, so she leaves. The spirits lead the way to a different path than before. Could it be something's about to happen? Amelia crawls through the bushes and pops out right behind Juice. Before he notices, she tries to jump back and hide. The rustling sounds cause him to turn around and see the very visible Amelia. When it becomes obvious that she's not getting away, she gets up to face him. I implore you to grant me temperate mercy. Well, well, what an adorable young lady. Uh, are you... No, you can't be. Juice, are you all right? Tears begin to flow from his eyes as he falls to his knees. I am fine. Yes, of course I'm all right. Because I have just been granted salvation like never before. Okay, maybe he was always a little crazy. Really? You got saved? But you're crying. I'm so overjoyed, and such happiness can bring warm tears sometimes. Amelia walks up to him and pats his head. You cry when you're happy? It's alright, Juice. It's alright. Amelia is super important to the cult, in some way. Definitely not related to the seal or the key. Even then, I feel like his reaction here kind of hints that there's something more going on. Backstory that we're not going to see here at all. I know there are so many things like this that I'd forgotten, but not so long ago, I wouldn't have been able to accept this. The impact of her getting her memories back is definitely toned down through each version. Like in the web novel, she is going through a lot of pain, like she's getting a lot of headaches as she's getting her memories. But by the time we get to the anime, she's just kind of sad that she forgot them. I think most of this is just because of the trial being moved. And the web novel, this is all pre-trial, so this is her first getting her memories, and it kind of makes sense that it's physically affecting her a little bit more. In the other versions, she is struggling in the graveyard, but because the trial hadn't started yet, and because we haven't gotten the memories, that's not really where the focus is during that time. So I don't think we notice it as much. We just see her freak out a little bit with Subaru. So by this point, when she's taken the trial, it kind of makes sense that she's calmed down a lot more and she's not physically as affected because she's already gone through some of this. I'm scared, but I won't cower in fear. You're giving up on the decision to depend on a man or father figure, even though it's so typical of a filthy woman like you? I'm sure Subaru would forgive me if I did that, but I'd still be weak, and I don't want to shrug off that fact. Besides, I don't want all of those things that Subaru wrote for me to end up being wrong. Do as you wish. I simply find satisfaction in your suffering. The warm-up round is over. The trial that broke you once now begins for real. The real trial is finally starting. And this is where the web novel actually starts the trial. We get a little bit of a time skip, but it's just later on in the same day. Like when Amelia and Juice get back to everybody else. Please, wait, Amelia. It's dangerous to run around like that. Nope, nope. Come on, just try to catch me. Her mischief is too much for us to handle, too. To have so much energy is a good thing. I just wish she would avoid doing anything dangerous. He is very overprotective. To him, it would be better to actually lock her up in the princess room so that she can't get hurt. Fortuna is very much against that idea. Mother and Juice, why aren't either of you chasing me? Aren't we playing chase right now? Forgive me, never have I made such a terrible mistake. Don't spoil her like that. Amelia, come here. As soon as Amelia gets close, Fortuna picks her up. Too bad, you've been caught by Mother Fortuna. No fair, that's cheating, Mother. That's wrong, say you're sorry. Are you thinking about what I said to you then? Why do you think Juice and I are chasing you? No, the fairies said they wanted to go outside and play, so I don't like children who blame other things on people, or rather, fairies. I'm sorry. Since I made friends with Juice, I wanted to tell you about it. And since Juice is a crybaby, I felt like I had to help him. That feeling is very precious. But we made a promise that you'd never go to that place, didn't we? Yes. A promise is the embodiment of trust, and to break that is to betray that trust, so you mustn't do it. Promise me, Amelia, that you will keep your promises from now on. Yes, I will. I'm sorry, Mother. And now that is locked in forever. Promises are important, and she remembers this even when she doesn't remember her mom, just like with her emphasizing some words. Anyway, Amelia, you mentioned fairies. Oh, yeah, they've been helping me out for a long time. The spirits appear around her. Are these lesser spirits? And so many of them. It would seem that Amelia possesses the natural talent to be a spirit user. The things that you call fairies are beings called lesser spirits. Those who communicate with them, form contracts with them, and borrow their powers are known as spirit users. And I can become one of those? Hey, don't give her any weird ideas. Amelia will not remain so young forever. When no one is by her side, in particular, they will be her strength. But that could be dangerous, and I can't let my sweet Amelia... I'm on Juice's side today. I'm going to become a spirit user. Weren't they just on opposite sides of this argument? Juice was all about locking her up so that she couldn't get hurt, and now he's gone full OP spirit user route. It's because he's a spirit. That's why he wants her to be a spirit user. This is very different from how he reacts to spirits in the future. In Arc 3, we see him flip the fuck out anytime there are spirits around. So I guess his spirit phobia doesn't come up until after he turns evil. See? She's taking you seriously. How will you take responsibility for this? Well, I didn't know what to. Uh. What a dilemma. You know, Mother Fortuna and Juice, you're acting like a mommy and a daddy. Don't say such silly things like that. Juice and I have just known each other for a really long time. That's why. That's right. To one with a lifespan as long as mine, even Fortuna is basically a child. Now, calling me a child is going a bit too far. Do you even know how old I am? No, her age is not given. I tried looking, I could not find it anywhere. I was hoping that I could find some connection back to Amelia's parents, but apparently any clues on that are kept under wraps. No, I didn't phrase that properly. Of course, I'm quite aware of your precise age, and you certainly are too beautiful and mature to be a child. Indeed, indeed. Very well then. I forgive you. But you better be very, very sorry. In the web novel, some of this is switched around. Like it's all still there, but the conversation is in a different order. And it really doesn't matter. At any rate, I've known Fortuna for a long, long time. In fact, since the days when your mother and father were, well, Juice. Uh, Forgive me, my mother and father. I'm sorry, Amelia. We'll talk about that another time. Going back to your room. Another time? You'll really tell me then? Be a good girl. I know you can do that. I'll let you see Juice again soon, too. You promise? You won't break it? Yes, I promise. It'll be a very, very important promise between you and me. All right then. I'll go back to my room now. See you soon, Juice. Try not to cry too much. Of course. We will meet again soon. Oh, how cute. That needs to change. Do you forget what kind of story this is? This whole trial has been a bit too happy so far. A man in white appears down the path, slowly walking towards them. Who are you? When you want to know someone's name, isn't it common courtesy to give your own first? This is the first time we've seen each other. We should be on equal footing as far as building a relationship goes. So why do you get to demand my name like you're so much better than me? The Yap King is back. Archbishop representing greed, Regulus Corneus. Wait, we've gotten his name before, right? Whatever, I'll put his name up again just in case. I know he showed up at the beginning of the arc, but man, that feels like forever ago. Was the beginning? Did I start this arc at the beginning of last year? Jesus, fuck, that was over a year ago. I am so slow at this. And on that note, I am going to end the video here. I really hate ending the video this early after that discovery. We're about to get a lot of action, so tune in next time to see how corny ass ruins everything. And we already know that he's not going to die here because he shows up in the future. So we're not even going to get the payoff of seeing Juice strangle him to death. Whatever, bye.